Cek. Cek. Cek.
Hidupnya sekarang. Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace and greetings to us all. Shalom, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, and salam harmoni. Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Vocational, Honorable Head of the Informatics Engineering Department and Department Secretary, distinguished guest speakers from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris Malaysia, Dr. Muhammad Moksani Ibrahim, Association Professor Dr. Nurul Ain Hidayah Abbas, and Dr. Hafsah Muhammad Yusuf. Respected lecturers and beloved students, let us give our sincere gratitude to God Almighty for His blessings, so we can gather today for the guest lecture with University Pendidikan Sultan Idris Malaysia, hosted by the Faculty of Engineering and Vocational at Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha. Let us begin today's event. We warmly welcome all participants and guest speakers who have joined us. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the Indonesian National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. We now invite the conductor and the operator to take their position. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Before we begin today's event, let us start with a prayer. Please pray according to your own belief and faith. The prayer begins. Done. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The next agenda is the opening remarks by Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Vocational. We invite Professor Dr. Kade Rihendra Dantes, STMT, Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Vocational, to deliver the opening remarks. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Master of Ceremony. Om Swastiastu, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Salam Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Salam Harmoni. Allow me introduce myself. I am Rihendra, Dean of Engineering Vocational Faculty of Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha. I'm very happy because the student and lecturer are going to Balingkang for visiting lecture event. And also thank you Ibu Desi, thank you Bapak Hendra, and also Ibu Sugi and Bapak Gede Saindra for creating this event. Okay, it's a great pleasure to welcome to you to special visiting lecture event, teacher of Catalyst, proudly hosted by the Department of Informatic Education, University Pendidikan Ganesha, and collaborating with University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, UPSI, Malaysia. I would like to extend our depends greeted to our distinguished speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Nurul Ain Hidayat Abbas, Dr. Mahzani Ibrahim, and Dr. Hafsah MD Yosef for joining us today and sharing their insight on how education can drive transformation in this evolving digital era. Okay, this event serves as an important platform from knowledge exchange as we explore the role, strategy, and innovation needed to shape the future of education in the context of Industrial Revolution 5.0. May today's session inspiring all of us, educator, student, and participant, to become again of change in our own education environment. It is a great special, this event, very important for us, and once again thank you Associate Professor and Associate Professor Nurul Mohzani, and also Bapak Dr. Ibu Dr. Hafsah for coming in our university. And thank you. I hope that is future we can establish more holistic cooperation in the field of education, especially vocational education between Ganesha University of Education and University Sultan Idris. And I hope to be able to visit the University of Sultan Idris as well. I think I'm once again thank you for all student here and all lecture to going to visiting a lecture UPSI Malaysia, and then we opened the event with Om Awigenam Astu Namasidam, Om Gam Ganapati Yanamaswaha. We opened the event. Thank you very much.
That was the opening remarks from the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Vocational. Next, we kindly invite the Dean, guest speakers, and moderators to come forward for a group photo session. To the committee, please assist in arranging the participants. I will lead the photo session. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again. 1, 2, 3. And the last pose, maybe harmony pose. Harmony greeting pose. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And now we may proceed to the next agenda. For the first session speakers is Dr. Muhammad Moksani Ibrahim with moderator Dr. Gede Saindra Santiadiputra. And for second session speakers is Association Professor Dr. Nurul Ain Hidayah Abbas with moderator Dr. Gede Saindra Santiadiputra. And last session guest speakers is Dr. Hafsah Muhammad Yusuf with moderator Dr. Nyoman Sugihartini. We kindly invite guest speakers in the first session for Dr. Muhammad Moksani Ibrahim and Association Professor Dr. Nurul Ain Hidayah Abbas, and also moderator Dr. Gede Saindra Santiadiputra to join with us in the front.
Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, shalom, salam harmoni. Distinguished Dean of FTK, Professor Dr. KDR Hendra Dantes, distinguished our Head of Department Informatics, Bapak Hendra Suputra, Dr. Hendra Suputra, distinguished Secretary of Informatics, Ibu Diatri, and distinguished our Coordinator of Informatics Education Study Program, Dr. Pil Desi Sri Wahyuni, lecturers and dear students of Informatic Education, our esteemed speaker, Dr. Muhammad Mohzani bin Ibrahim, Associate Professor Dr. Nurul Ain, Hidayah Abbas, and Dr. Hafsah MD Yusof. Good morning, welcome to Indonesia. Welcome to our campus, Undiksya. My name is Gede Saindra Santiadi Putra. I am honored to serve as your moderator for today's visiting lecture in collaboration with University Pendidikan Sultan Idris UPSI Malaysia. Our first speaker is Dr. Muhammad Mohzani bin Ibrahim, a lecturer from the Faculty of Science and Mathematics, UPSI Malaysia, also penyelaras latihan mengajar dan industri Center of Teaching Practice UPSI Malaysia. In the next 20 minutes, our speaker will be presenting on the topic of transforming STEM education, the role of teachers in driving Industrial Revolution 5.0. Based on his CV, Dr. Mohzani has vast expertise in semestry education and STEM-based instructional design. Without further ado, we welcome Dr. Mohzani. Time is yours.
Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat siang. Betul ke? Saya takut nak menggunakan, takut tersilap cakap kan. Alright, okay. Selamat siang. Okay, a very good morning to all of you. Okay. Yang berusaha Ketua Jabatan Fakulti Vocational, okay, pensyarah-pensyarah, Dr. Desi dan juga terima kasih kepada pengerusi majlis. Thank you for the chairman for this ceremony, for this event, okay, Bapak Gede Saindra, okay. And today I want to share with you something that is happening right now. We are transforming from Industrial Revolution 4.0 to 5.0. And what is the significance behind this? Okay, and as a trainee teacher, I believe that all of you are a trainee teacher, right? Okay, at the first class, in my first class, I'm teaching master class, and in my first class, I will ask my student, all my students, are you still relevant to be in the class? Since everything student can get from AI. Am I right? Every single thing, okay? Student can get all the information, okay? They can transform from the real picture to generic picture to in the form of AI, every single thing. And what is your function as teacher in the school? Can anyone answer me? Anyone? We need to know what is the limitation of technology? What is the limitation of AI? Then we can discover our function as a teacher. If we just being an ordinary teacher, came to class and transmit or send the, or give the information to the student, okay, read up the slide, then then it is okay to become the teacher nowadays, be like that? Student can, it is very easy for the student to get the information from AI. They need not you to be in the school, in the class, right? Okay? Instead of being you as a teacher, they can search from the YouTube, from the AI, and so on. So you as a trainee teacher, you need to change your mind, your soul. You need to develop the teacher soul in you. Okay? And then back to my question again. What is the significance of you to be a teacher in school right now, since everything can be taken over by AI? So you need to discover what AI can do. What is the limitation of technology? As human, we have the mind, right? We have the 5 senses, right? Sense of touch, sense of hear, sense of see, sense of smell. So it is the only gap that the AI cannot do. Only the human being can do. Only the teacher can provide to their student in the school. It means that even though your student can get all the information from AI, they can know every single thing. When we want to discuss about problem-based learning, they can discover the concept of problem-based learning just with a single click, right? But then they can't get the human touch from that. Only the teacher know the student. Only the teacher know the ability of every student. It means that when the teacher come to school, come to the class, the first moment, the first step on the class, they should know every single prior knowledge of the student. Okay? Every student have their own advantage. We have learned about multiple intelligence, right? Every student have their own, possibility, own ability. So the teacher themselves need to accompany with the student needs. Every student have their own needs, right? But the AI can do that. AI only can give you the information. Even you can prompt the AI, please give me the meaning of problem-based learning in academic way, like say. So the AI will give you the information in academic way. Please give me the meaning of problem-based learning in the school level student. The AI will give you the information in the school according to the school level student. But they can't know exactly what is the needs of every single student. That is why teacher is needed, still relevant, but you cannot be the conventional teacher. You cannot be the knowledge transfer. You need to be a transformative teacher. And it comes to the words that transforming STEM education, the role of teacher in driving industry revolution 5.0. It is all about industry revolution 5.0. Next. Okay, this is the evidence. Okay, when the student come to school just to get the knowledge, there is no human touch. There is no ethic has been developed inside the student's soul. Okay, we can produce a good banker, we can produce a good manufacturer, but they are not really obey the rules. They can get much money, they can be rich, but they are neglect the responsibility toward the environment. They are neglecting the responsibility as a human being to another human being. That is why we want to inculcate RI 5.0. Can you get the gist of RI 5.0? From this, can you get the gist of RI 5.0? It is all about ethic, right? It is all about human touch. It is all about socialization. Okay, next. Okay, II 4.0 focus merely on productive innovation. Okay, and then this paradigm recognize that while machine and AI can process the data, they can produce the product, a very good product, but human judgment, empathy, and ethical reasoning remain irreplaceable. Okay, and then it focus on the three core ideas. The first is human-centric, prioritize human values. When you go to the class, you need to know your student. Okay, you need to know the needs of every single student. Like say, in your class, there is a student that sleep all the way from the first period to the last period. Okay, you cannot just simply get mad on him or her. You need to know why he or she do so. That is the human-centric. Collaborative, foster partnership between human and intelligent machine. All right, it will deal with the ethic, and then the sustainable, emphasize ethical and environmental responsible innovation. Like I have mentioned just now, you can be a good manufacturer, but then you have neglect your responsibility toward the environment. Okay, and we want to avoid this from happen. We want to create a generation that have fulfilled these three core elements, that have the human-centric, collaborative, and also really stress on the sustainable. Next. All right. Okay. Here I just want to give you the brief idea of what is the difference, the main difference between RI 4.0 and RI 5.0. Okay, the first is the core focus. Okay, for the RI 4.0, the core focus is on automation, digitalization, and cyber physical system. Okay, everything can be done by machine. Robot-based learning, robot-based work. Okay, every routine work can be changed into robot and so on. Okay, meanwhile, for industrial revolution, human-centric innovation emphasize collaboration between human and machine. Okay, we want to have the human impact on what we have invented. We don't really focus on the product itself. Okay, like we want to invent something like something that is not polluting the environment. Okay, even it will give you a very large benefit, but then it will not pollute the environment. Okay, the philosophical foundation, efficacy, productivity, and economic growth, and also for industrial revolution, it stress on sustainability. Okay, and then the role of human. This is what I really want to stress. Okay, for all of you, the trainee teacher. Okay, human gradually replaced in repetitive tasks, but in the industrial revolution, human are the center. Okay, the technology augment human capabilities. The technology only the tools, not everything about the technology. Everything is about you as human. You are the one who control the technology. Like say, in the class, okay, when you want to use the ICT tools, like anything like regarding to AI, okay, gamma AI and so on, okay, you cannot just give the task to your student themselves independently. You need to guide them, okay? What is do and what is done. Like gamma AI, like AI can that can transform the picture, right? Okay, you need to inculcate the ethical in between it. Okay, next. Okay, here is the implication toward the education. All right. The first is about the RI 4.0, really focus on integration of digital tools in teaching. After the pandemic, everyone want to have the online class, right? Students are not really keen to go to the campus anymore. They want to learn from their own home. All right, digital. Okay, online learning platform, learning analytic, technical skill and programming, and data analysis and digital literacy. But then, okay, we are transforming all these things into the other one, RI 5.0, in which ethical of AI implementation has been emphasized. All right, the emotional intelligence development, okay, we need to cater every single student needs in order for them to learn effectively. Okay, and then the human-machine collaboration, interdisciplinary thinking, and also creativity, empathy, and ethical reasoning. While we are using AI, somehow we have limit our own creativity actually. Okay, that's why you need to use your technology tools like AI wisely. Okay, otherwise your creativity will be limited. All right, next. Okay, for next. All right. I focus on the implementation of RI 5.0 on the STEM themselves. Before that, traditional STEM, we really focus on the content knowledge of STEM. STEM comprises of 4 main domain knowledge. The first is the science, mathematics, engineering, and also science, and also technology. Okay? But then, when it comes to RI 5.0, we still stress on the knowledge. When you go to the class, the first thing you need to make sure that all of your students are master with the knowledge, the learning objective. But you also need to stress on these 3 elements. The first is social science, understanding human behavior and society impact of the technology. For example, you want to invent something, you need to discover, you need to explore, all right, the effect of that invention toward the environment, toward the society, toward the human, and so on. And then next, human value, empathy, ethics, social responsibility integrated into a technical solution, all right? And then the creative art, design thinking, and creative problem-solving approaches. We really stress on these 4 elements when we are transforming from RI 4.0 to RI 5.0. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, the role of teacher in driving RI 5.0. Okay, the first is, as I mentioned for the previous slide, we as teacher, we need to make sure that the content knowledge need to be mastered, need to be understood by our student. That is the first criteria. You will have your learning objective, right? So you need to make sure that your learning objective has been achieved at the end of the class. Okay, but there are three elements accompanying it. The first is transdisciplinary facilitator, connect STEM with humanities, art, social science. Okay, and then ethical guidance, ethical guides. Okay, embedding sustainability, digital ethic, and so on. While the student doing their STEM activity, you need to stress on the ethic. Okay, what can be done and what cannot be done. Okay, what is the effect toward the environment and so on. And the last is the architect of human-centered vision, ensuring technology advancement serve humanity through transforming pedagogy. Technology is a tool, not everything. You are the everything as a teacher. All right, that is my short sharing session. Thank you so much. Okay.
Give applause for Dr. Mozani. Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Mozani, for the inspiring presentation on transforming STEM education for the era of Industrial Revolution 5.0. Before we proceed to the next session, allow me to briefly share a few key takeaways from his presentation that we as future educators so deeply reflect on. IR 5.0 shifts the focus from technology and productivity to restoring the human touch in innovation. It emphasizes values such as sustainability, social well-being, and digital ethics. While IR 4.0 was centered on automation and digitalization, IR 5.0 is about human-machine collaboration. STEM education must evolve from purely technical training to a transdisciplinary approach. STEM teachers must transition from being content providers to facilitators of learning. The objective is to build a human-centric technological future. Give applause again for Dr. Mozani. Thank you very much. Now we move on to our second speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Nurul Ain Hidayah Abbas. Dr. Nurul Ain Hidayah Abbas, a lecturer from the Faculty of Human Development, UPSI, Malaysia, also Deputy Director to Center for Teaching Practice and Industrial Training, UPSI, Malaysia. In the next 20 minutes, our speaker will be presenting on the topic of building positive workplace relationships in schools through psychological skills. Based on her CV, Dr. Nurul Ain is a renowned academic with deep expertise in workplace psychology, emotional competence, and educators' well-being. Let us warmly welcome Dr. Nurul Ain. The time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Pak Moderator. How is everyone doing? Sleepy? Sudah makan breakfast? Sudah. Sudah belum? Belum lagi? Belum. Okay. Okay. I'll try my best to finish it up in 20 minutes. Okay. Dan kita boleh proceed ke acara yang terusnya ya. But then, when we talk about psychological skills, so I'm presenting now in building positive workplace relationships. Kayaknya seperti berbeda dengan yang lain tadi, okay? And this is the aspects of the human emotions. And I know that you guys are going to go to schools, but then, you know, you're very well knowledgeable about machines, about technology, but how good you guys are, or how good can we be when we want to be the teaching assistants or the teaching trainers? We are going to do teaching practice, right? So are we ready or not? How many of you are in semester 8? Berapa ramai? Semester 6 ya? 6? 8? 6. Oh, semester 8 ada nggak? Ada ke, Bu Desi? Nggak ada? Tidak ada, okay? So if you want to ask me about this topic, it's probably gonna take like one whole day. Tapi I already shared the slides with Bu Desi, so perhaps you can review them later, okay? Then if you have questions, obviously you can always email me. All right, so next. Who's in charge of the slides? Siapa ya? Ya, Mas, next. Mas atau Pak? Mas lagi ya? Atau apa beli ya kalau di sini? Nggih. Okay. Alright, so a little bit about me. Pak Moderator already explained very good actually about me. I was like, oh, I have a stalker. No, just kidding. But yeah, I'm organizational psychology. So what that means is that I'm responsible, or my area is want to make sure that people or employees using the psychological skills at their workplace. Okay, so I'm that kind of like psychology. So a little bit about myself as well, like Pak Moderator mentioned, I'm the Deputy Director focusing on industrial training. Sayanya baru dilantik last week, okay? No, last week, yes, last Monday. And I have been experiencing interesting cases, okay? And all this about with the workplace, not because you do not know how to use the machines, do not know how to do the work, but it's just that misconduct that need to be taken care of. Okay, so I'm the ESCO member of Malaysian Psychological Association. I'm the deputy for Ethics Committee, Sexual Harassment. Yep, sexual harassment. The coordinator for disability management. I'm also the chief editor. So yes, Bu Desi and everyone, if you guys would like to publish your paper, ya silakan hantarnya. Okay, it's free of charge. Not like Sinta. Okay, I think so, right? Okay, so next. Okay, so we're gonna understand the school as a workplace ecosystem. So not many people know that schools are actually organizations, kan? Tempat kerja gitu ya. But then, when we do not know, we feel that it's only a place that teachers are, doing their work, giving education. But then, it's also the place that teachers are interacting with other people too. So you're gonna talk with your seniors, senior teachers, you're going to talk with your students, okay? And these are the skills that you need to understand. So number one is that it is not only a learning space. Okay, nanti kalau akan practicumnya juga akan experience all this interesting with your senior teachers, with your students. You will actually enjoy this. And then what you need to understand is that when you start to do your teaching practice, you need to understand the norms. You need to also understand somehow the respect, the trust that you need to cultivate in yourselves. Okay, so next. Kalau di Malaysia itu selalunya kita beritahu toxic workplace. Anyone heard about toxic workplace? Is it common in Indonesia, perhaps? Yeah, so it's like toxic workplace, toxic bullying, toxic people, right? So we want to prevent that, and we do not want to be one of them. That's definitely. So usually when we are associated toxic, it's always gonna be with drama. Okay, so let's try to prevent that. You are not going to, work there for a long time. Okay, so next. Okay, so what are the psychological skills that you need? Again, it is not really like a very simple way to say it, but these are some things that you will be like, aha. So ada ya something yang can helps me to talk more, something that can make me more appreciated, something that can helps me to trust other people. And some of the skills here is number one is your role clarity. You need to understand when you going to do your teaching practice, your practicum at schools, what are you? Are you a student? Are you a teaching assistant? Are you a person that doing practicum? So you need to understand that. And guess what? Like I mentioned, when I started to join Pulami, I was pretty much blown away that students don't understand their do's and don'ts. They think that they can do this because at Undiksha they can do whatever they want, but actually at their workplaces or at schools they're not able to do that. And you need to understand that. What are the things that you can do and what things that you cannot do? All right? You have to understand that. And then, for example, like your role, when you are in training, you need to like observe, support, learn, and obviously when you're doing your other works as the teaching assistants, right? The next one, like I mentioned, the respect and trust, okay? So the currency of professional relationships, you have to have the I statement request, okay? It's not only about you, it's not only about your friends, it's also about the senior teacher. So you have to understand the way that you have to communicate can also brings a positive mood. But I think in Indonesia should not be a problem because we don't actually, say in a harsh ways, right? Like I know in Malaysia too, we always like, kind of like sugarcoat sentences to get our objectives right. So hopefully with communication, then you're able to deliver what do you want at the better place. The next one, first impressions and implicit bias. That is so true. And this is the reason why you somehow, I know that we don't actually like to hear it, but people somehow judge us based from what we dress. Some of you might think that ini benar ya Dr. Nurul gitu ya, mungkin, okay? But believe it or not, people do somehow judge you, okay, based from your appearance. And yes, I'm not Indonesian. I just have 7 doctoral students, okay, all over Indonesia. So that's how I got to understand some Indonesian language. Okay nggak? Okay, mantap ya. Okay, so that's how I actually brush up my skills lah. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so emotional intelligence at work. I'm looking at the time. I'm not gonna make sure that I don't, use the time well. Can I go next? Yes. Okay, how many of you heard about emotional intelligence? Ada siapa pernah dengar nggak emotional intelligence, kepintaran emosi, I think in Indonesia. How many of you have heard about this? Pernah dengar emotional intelligence? Very good. This is actually related with what Dr. Mus mentioned earlier. Okay, you must know all the technological aspects of it, the IR 5.0. But do you know about the human touch? Do you know about the human behavior? Okay, so before you go into any further, but please remember that again, it's not as simple as that when you want to go to your teaching practice. So emotional intelligence pretty much want you to understand yourself. Like you need to understand, oh, am I being angry? Am I being upset? Am I being, frustrated about the whole thing? So emotional intelligence not only understand about yourself, but also understand about other people as well too. Okay, so we have self-awareness. That means you need to understand yourself. Are you mood? Are you hungry? Are you guys hungry? Are you guys bored? Hopefully not. Okay, but yeah, so you need to do the self-awareness, understands about yourself. And then once you understand about what do you want, what do you need, maybe now you feel that, hey, I want to do the best that I can for my teaching practice. Right? So how you want to regulate your emotions then? That is where the self-management comes in. Okay? You want to regulate your emotions. Okay? You want to feel upset. You want to be happy. How do you want to do that? All right? So maybe next. Okay? So why I believe in emotional intelligence so much, this is just an example that we won for this ITEX back in 20. But this emotional intelligence, we came up with a module, we came up with trainings, and we have been practicing emotional intelligence at many various places. And one of them, can we go next? Okay, is pretty much at schools. And these are for mental health literacy for secondary school children. Okay, so what I want to say right now, although that you feel, apa ini emotional intelligence, why I do have to understand that? I think the main point is that you need to understand what do you feel, what do you need, and then how you want to regulate your emotions. Because guess what? They're also doing that with students too. Okay, and I think this time we had our trainings to counselors in Pekan Pahang. All right, so just want to emphasize how important it is. Can we go next? Okay, again, you might can ask me why is it very important, emotional intelligence, Dr. Nurul? Well, I'm just gonna make it short, but based from this slide, this is the research that I did when I was in the US. I did this research with my supervisors from the US and also my supervisor when I was in Germany. And these are the supervisors, or you can say like teachers, for example. And these are the subordinates atau apa ya, karyawannya mungkin ya, yang di bawahnya. Alright? To make it short, I don't want to confuse you more. To make it short that based from this data, it shows that the subordinates doesn't feel that the supervisor have higher intelligence in terms of empathy. But the supervisor feels that I have the highest empathy. Okay, so what does it actually say here? What's the takeaways here? The takeaways here is that you might feel that, hey, I'm doing the best I can. I have a high empathy. I can be a very good listener. But how about other people? Do they think so? Okay, right? So next, I'm always looking at my watch. Tak nak terlepas masa. How many more minutes do I have, Pak Moderator? 8 minutes, alamak. Okay. And then we also have social awareness and relationship management. So this is what I meant by having the interpersonal relationships with other people. I wouldn't go in too far, but you can see here how important the communication skills is. Like I mentioned, I wouldn't be worried much because I know like Indonesians and Malaysians, we know like, apa ya? Yeah, nggih, gitu ya. Alright, that's one of the things that I noticed because I was like from Kuala Lumpur, so sometimes I don't know. There's no CCTV, right? But sometimes people in Kuala Lumpur can be very like straightforward, but in here they can be very like ya nggih, ya enggak, ya, gitu ya. Tapi kalau di Kuala Lumpur tu macam they just say whatever they want. Not all of them, obviously. Alright, can we go to the next one? I hope I don't speak too fast. Am I following me? Okay, next. So now we're going to look at communication skill for effective collaboration. Next. Okay, so this is what is important. Now, I'm not only telling this to the students, the ones that are going to the teaching practice, but unfortunately, even your boss, your managers, they actually don't listen to understand. Okay, they just listen because they want to reply. All right, next. Okay, and these are the challenges. Some of you might know this. Maybe that particular person is from Malaysia, might not understand what I'm saying, or that particular person is introvert. Okay, might be whatever that I mentioned to him or her, he or she wouldn't understand that. Maybe that particular person has different personality, or that particular person have no motivation, okay, to hear from you. And this is why you need to learn how to communicate well. Next. Okay, and these are also the perception bias. I wouldn't want to go into very far, but what I just want to say is that even your tone also plays a role. Okay, and this is why I remember that Dr. Hafsa, our next speaker, she was saying that somehow that people can auto-tune and change their tones and voice. Ya, minta maaf ya, gitu, right? So we somehow have different intonations to convey our meanings. Okay, next. All right, so again, just want to mention that especially when you're having a very heavy, important information, then definitely you will go into these face-to-face conversations in which that, for example, I like it here that not only we're having these face-to-face conversations too, so you will be able to get more information, but then we're also having it online. Betul ya, Bu Dr. Desi? Okay? All right, so again, I shared this with Dr. Desi, so please feel free to have the slides later. Next. Sebentar ya Pak, gitu intonasinya. because he's waiting for me to end. Okay. Yeah, I see he was like nodding. Conflict resolution. Okay, so next. So I just want to say that conflict is inevitable. We're always gonna have conflicts. And what we can do is we need to manage our conflicts very well. Next. So the first thing is that we want to make sure that when we have conflicts, regardless how big or small it is, we need to let them know what we feel, what we think, and they also need to understand what we want to say. Next. Terima kasih, Mas. Okay. All right. Then these are the conflict management styles. Okay. I know, like, I'm not going to teach you guys very much like today. Usually my talk will be like 2 hours and 3 hours. But these are the styles that you can use when managing conflicts. You might don't actually see this or understand or not even notice this, but you guys are doing it. My point here is that you don't actually have to collaborate and compromise only. There are situations that you can avoid people, and there are situations that you can dominate that person. Wih, gimana Dr. Nurul? Kalau sudah bergaduh itu kan harus kolaborasi gitu ya. But then it's not necessarily so. There are times that you have to be the dominator. You have to be the ones that avoid. For example, next. Okay, for example, next. Maybe when there are times that the student that you guys are going to teach later on during your teaching practice, they don't want to listen to whatever that you want to say, okay? And obviously you cannot collaborate with the student, so you have to use your power, the dominant style, to say, okay, Anna, so please listen to me. This is what you have to do, and these are the things that can help you guys to solve the conflicts. All right? So it is actually useful when maintaining relationship or for minor issues. Okay, again, my point here, okay, we don't have much time. Pak Moderator sedang menunggu saya mau habis. But my point here is that you can use many styles, but trust me on this, not only you have to collaborate, but you also need to know the situations as well. Next. Okay, next. All right, so this is just my research that I did, that obviously whatever that I'm mentioning to you guys, the students, I not only ask the ChatGPT or even ask, I don't know, like internet or whatever information, but these are the points that I did my research as well. So whatever that I'm telling to you guys, I did the research. And from my research is that when a person did not use the correct conflicts management, okay, they have the tendency to have symptoms of depression as well as somatic stress. Okay, and this is my paper, and yes, please cite me if you want. Okay, yep, in 2018. Next. Sebentar ya Pak. Okay, just the ethics and professional conduct. Next. All right. Okay, this is something that you already know. Again, just a reminder because this thing happens. Please make sure that you be punctual, reliable, and courteous. Ask questions politely. Thanks mentors. Avoid gossips. Don't post school issues on status WhatsApp. You don't. Okay. I know that. I mean, I'm not familiar with Indonesian acts. But I know that in Malaysia, yeah, just don't do that, all right? Confidentiality, reliability, and then you have to maintain professionalism. Next. And yeah, this is about inclusive. I think Dr. Mus also mentioned how important inclusivity is right now. And what I want to say is that you have to make sure there's no like favoritism among the students that you like, and also you need to make sure that you always be supportive with your students' learning styles. Okay? Next. All right, that will be all from me. Thank you.
Okay, give applause again for Dr. Nurul Ain. Thank you, Dr. Nurul Ain, for the insightful presentation on fostering positive workplace relationship in schools through psychological skills. Before we move on to the Q&A session, allow me to highlight a few essential insights from her talk are especially meaningful for us as prospective educators. Developing emotional intelligence is fundamental to managing workplace dynamics. This involves 4 key areas: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Effective communication hinges on listening to understand rather than just to replay. conflict is an inevitable part of any workplace. Maintaining professionalism is non-negotiable. A school is a complex system with formal hierarchies and informal cultures. Okay, now we will begin the Q&A session for the first session with our speaker, Dr. Mozani. For any participants who would like to ask a question, please raise your hand. Okay, please stand up and state your name.
Okay, thank you very much for time. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putu Indra Mardika. I'm from major studies program, informatic education studies program. So today I would like us to make question for Dr. Muhammad Mogzani Ibrahim. So my question is I'm practically interested in the role of STEM, STEM. So, teacher as transdisciplinary, is the teacher as the facilitator connecting science and technology with social science and humanities. In the context of Indonesian education system where subjects are often taught in silos, what is the practical strategies can STEM teacher apply in the classroom to implement this transdisciplinary approach, especially considering curriculum and time constraints? Now, finish my question and thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for your question. Please, Dr. Mozani, time is yours.
Terima kasih ya. Apa Mas Putu ya? Okay, Mas Putu. Putu anak yang pertama, right? Okay. Saya baru belajar daripada Dr. Desi. Alright. Okay. Pertama sekali untuk transdisciplinary, okay, kalau saya share apa yang saya buat di dalam kelas saya, boleh ya, untuk undergrad student. Alright. Pertama sekali kita lebih kepada approach ya, teaching approach. Kalau nak kita inculcate STEM, untuk kita inculcate RI 4.0, alright, kita menggunakan, pada saya memang dalam bidang problem based learning. Alright, okay. The first thing is transdisciplinary adalah di mana kita integrate. Bukan menggabungkan, kita integrate, okay, the 4 domains, alright, to become the learning, the lesson. Okay, for example, kalau awak semua nak implement di sekolah nanti as a trainee teacher, alright, okay, awak boleh melihat satu project. Let's say project untuk kita buat boat laju, katakan, alright. Bagaimana kita nak membuat boat? Pertama sekali dia akan melibatkan fizik, melibatkan matematik untuk mengira luas permukaan boat yang sangat yang paling efektif. Alright. At the same time, kita boleh inculcate sustainable, di mana material of the boat, material yang kita semula, instead of kita gunakan plastik, selalunya orang gunakan plastik ya, kalau dalam saya punya kelas, pelajar saya gunakan plastik. Tapi saya nak ada nilai tambah, added value, di mana semua barang-barang gunakan sustainable punya item, recycle punya item. Alright, and then ada lagi satu requirement, di mana berapa lama ketahanan boat itu. Saya tanya kepada mereka. Mereka menganggarkan ya. Kami bukan pelajar pure science tapi pelajar pendidikan. Jadi hanya boleh menganggarkan. Katakan pelajar kata boot ini bertahan selama 1 tahun ataupun 2 tahun. Bagaimana cara untuk you dispose boot ini sekiranya ia telah rosak ataupun sebagaimana. Itu cara saya nak inculcate all those domain melalui satu projek seperti project based learning, and you try untuk inculcate all those criteria dalam, for example, problem based learning dalam masalah itu sendiri. Dan itu berkesan, saya telah mencuba. Dan juga para pelajar saya yang praktikum, alright, mereka juga telah apply this kind of concept semasa di sekolah. Terima kasih, Mas.
Okay, give applause for Dr. Mozani. Thank you, Dr. Mozani, for your insightful answer. Now we will begin the Q&A session for the second session with our speaker, Dr. Nurul Ain. For any participants who would like to ask questions, please raise your hand. Yes, please stand up, Mr. Agus Wirawan, Dr. Agus Wirawan.
Thank
State
you
your name.
for
Please go ahead.
the time, Dr. Saindra. Good morning, Dr. Nurul, Dr. Mohsani. Nice to meet you again. So I am so very interesting for your presentation. I have 2 questions. For the first questions for the Dr. Mohsani. I'm so very agree for your state, Dr. Mohsani. About the AI is just a tool. Okay, because the AI is able to recognize the pattern of the information, not determine the truth of information. I agree for that. But in the reality, we find many students just copy paste for the result in the open AI, so like that. So can you advise for this phenomena for that? Maybe for the teacher, maybe also for the student too. To revolution in the 5.0 for the first question. Okay, for the second question is for the Dr. Nurul. Okay, I'm so very interesting for your topic about the emotional intelligence. So I relate about my research is about the emotional recognition based on AI. So maybe you can advise to how to measure the emotional intelligence for the student is more active, more efficient to recognize the emotional. Maybe you based on the expression, face expression, maybe, or any zone. Because I find your is a psychology science. So thank you very much for the 2 questions. So good morning.
Okay, thank you for your question, Mr. Dr. Agus Wirawan. Please respond, Dr. Mozani. Time is yours.
Alright, thank you so much. Okay, Dr. Agus. Okay, such a good question. The first is about the AI. Okay, how we want to avoid our student to use AI, right? Okay, among the lecturers and also to the student themselves. Okay, pertama sekali ya, kalau saya berkongsi apa yang saya lakukan ya di tempat saya, pertama sekali kita kena nak tak nak, kita kena inculcate the ethical what do you call that, etika di dalam diri pelajar itu sendiri. Okay, saya selalu kata kepada mereka, saya share, awak semua adalah pelajar. Dengan menggunakan ijazah ini, awak akan mencari duit untuk menyara keluarga awak. Sekiranya awak melakukan, awak meniru dan sebagainya, cuba awak bayangkan kesan itu kepada generasi yang awak akan pimpin, anak-anak awak dan juga bapa dan juga ibu awak yang awak bagi belanja tersebut. Itu cara saya lah untuk menasihati mereka. Cara yang lain di mana saya akan, kalau pelajar-pelajar saya, pelajar-pelajar PhD atau master ada turning in, saya akan minta mereka run AI similarities. Okey, boleh detect. Okey, dan juga kalau pelajar-pelajar, kalau kepada lecturer kalau pelajar-pelajar, saya akan minta mereka kepilkan reference apa yang mereka buat kalau dekat dalam assignment. Kita boleh detect. Saya boleh detect. Dan juga sekiranya kalau kita kenal pelajar kita, sekiranya dia menggunakan AI, kita boleh detect. Di dalam lenggok bahasa yang berbeza, betul kan? AI bahasa sangat perfect, alright? The way mereka menerangkan, explain something sangat details, saya boleh detect. Saya buat macam itulah. Alright? Kalau kepada pelajar, saya tak marah pelajar saya gunakan AI. AI sebenarnya untuk bagi idea. Jangan gunakan dia ambil paste, ambil copy paste. Okey? Even saya sendiri pun menggunakan AI untuk kebanyakan tugas-tugas saya. Menggunakan AI sebagai bagi idea. Dapat idea, kita kembangkan idea itu mengikut kepada kefahaman kita sendiri. Ya? Selalunya kan kalau ChatGPT kan, dia akan cakap, please recheck again the information. Betul kan? Sebab mereka pun tahu bahawa teknologi takkan 100% tepat. Jadi tugas kita yang check balik. Ya, bukan meniru tapi untuk mendapatkan idea. Terima kasih Dr. Agus dan juga pengerusi.
Okay, thank you for your insightful answers. Next, please, Dr. Nurul N for respond the question.
Okay, so saya akan respond. That's a very, very good question. So usually, psychologists, how they want to assess emotions, there are many ways. Daripada self-report, you ask yourself, like we give you questionnaires or instruments or measures for you to identify, okay, these are the things that I have or I experience. Then we can tell, oh, this particular person ada low emotional intelligence ataupun tahap empati dia rendah. So let's do something about it. Yes, we can do that by instruments. However, macam juga yang lain, kalau dia self-report itu harus diteliti because it could be different and wrong. Because it's self-report, right? Because you're assessing yourself. Okay, so that is one of the way. So nowadays, people go further. Like for example, UPSI, okay, we are actually going to receive this one professors of engineering untuk share dengan kami di UPSI on how the psychological tools boleh measure emotions. Okay, so for example, even psychology pun, kalau yang the field of cognitive psychology, which is about the mind, kita boleh tengok apakah contohnya Pak Moderator ini tiba-tiba nama dia kena kan. Okay, tiba Pak Moderator hari ini, so what actually his emotions right now? Kita boleh tengok daripada brain dia. Okay, yang mana yang tengah activated, which lobe that is activated. Oh, kita boleh tengok from fMRI, from EEG. So that is what the professor in engineering is interested about. And that is the way yang sebenarnya lagi valid. Tapi there's a catch, okay? Because kita tak ada that infrastructure much, okay? Dan juga untuk kepakaran yang melihat. So usually cognitive neuroscientist yang medicine yang akan buat. So another way adalah dengan menggunakan clinical test. So clinical test ni pun highly proven, lagi bagus daripada self-report. Tetapi untuk clinical test ni memang tak semua orang boleh guna. Yang hanya boleh administer, yang boleh menilai adalah clinical psychologists ataupun highly trained professions. Why? Yes, just like what Pak Agus mentioned, dia boleh tengok from the analysis what actually the emotions or what actually how to make sure that we can help that particular person to address the emotions well. Okay, so most of the time kita guna instrument saja, tetapi dia kena guna dengan cautious. Again, the best way would be the psychological measures. Memang dia akan nampak what actually your emotions, apa lobes yang tengah activated. So kalau highly activated, kalau kat sini maksudnya dia tengah ada highly emotions. It could be angry, it could be hungry. Sebab setengah orang hungry pun dia akan marah kan. Okay, but it could be a lot of things lah. Alright, I hope that answers the question, Pak Agus.
maybe I want to give the fit response for this. Nice, Dr. Nurul. So I'm so sorry. I have many time to this question. I will relate about your answer, Dr. Nurul, because my research is about to recognize the emotional based on EEG signal. So maybe the next opportunity by the Dr. Desi maybe can collaborate the research between UPSI and the Undiksa maybe next opportunity. So thank you. Good.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agus Wirawan. Give big applause again for our two esteemed speakers. Thank you very much. Thank you for the active participation and meaningful discussion. We have now concluded the first two sessions with our esteemed speakers from UPSI Malaysia. I now pass the moderation to my colleague, Dr. Nyoman Sugihartini, for the third session. Please welcome Dr. Nyoman Sugihartini. The floor is yours.
Okay, good morning everyone. Okay, welcome to today's session on building digital residence, counseling strategy for teaching assistants in the Industrial Revolution 5.0 environment. I'm Nyoman Sugihartini and I'll be your moderator today. Before we start, I have pantun for you. So the participant, can you say cakap, right? Ubur-ubur ikan lele. Kita sedang ada guest lecture, Le. Okay, it is an honor to have with us today Dr. Hamzah. Hamzah, right? Hamzah, okay. We only become a Chubali, especially in Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to introduce the speakers today. She is a lecturer from the Faculty of Human Development, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris Tanjung Malim Perak, Malaysia. Specialist in counselor education and supervision. She is also Deputy Director, Center for Teaching Practice and Industrial Training. Her research is focused in counselor and education. She is also actively writing articles in various national and international journals. Dr. Absa, are you ready? Yes. Okay, you have 20 minutes to present your material. Time is yours.
Terus cakap ya. Okey, apa khabar? Selamat pagi, bukan sore ya. Okey, my name is Dr. Hafsa binti Muhammad Yusuf. I know because my student from Indonesia also asked me why I put binti. Because Malaysia is quite, I don't know what to say, but we put bin or binti to recognize whether male or female. So for my name, actually I put binti, but I'm not too using it today. Actually, I just appointed as a deputy director, like Dr. Durai Hidayah, just appointed. Previously, I was a head of department, guidance and counseling program at human development faculty, one of the faculty in UPSI. So let me introduce myself. My bachelor degree, I graduated from counseling program. For master program also in Malaysia, but I did my PhD program in United States of America. But even though I graduated from them, boleh saya bercakap bahasa Indonesia kerana saya asalnya orang Indonesia. Saya orang Riau. Saya asalnya dari orang Riau dan kerana ayah kita orang Melayu kan, kalau orang Melayu kita akan tengok itu ayah kan, itu kita panggil dad ya. Maksudnya genetic dad tu very important because my dad originally from Sumatra in Riau, but dia pindah di Malaysia dan dia cakap apa? Indonesia hanya dengan family members tapi dengan kita tidak. Okay, so let me talk about the topic building digital resilient counseling strategies for teaching assistant in the IR 5.0 environment. So when Dr. Desi give us the theme regarding the IR 5.0, and then I was thinking how counseling can integrate to the IR 5.0. So, but I received a lot of comments, and also help, student seeking for the help because they are stressed, they are anxious when the IR 5.0 as a beneficial, what we call that as a important tool in education right now. And saya mau maklumkan ya, di Malaysia, because I just received the information that all of you will be a teacher. Is it right? So, banyak ya pria-pria yang mau jadi guru. Bagus sekali ya. Kerana di UPSI, di Malaysia, pria enggak tu tidak ya. Betul atau tidak saya pun tak tahu ya. Pria tak mau jadi cikgu. Dr. Mozani ni di antara pria-pria yang baik hati dia, yang mau jadi guru. Jadi di sini saya sangat impress ya. Ramai lelaki di sini mau jadi guru. Kenapa ya? Kerana di Malaysia, satu classroom tu, for example, because Dr. Desi was there. In one classroom, sometimes we only have 3 male students and 57 female students. So mahasiswanya majoritinya perempuan. Tetapi apabila saya punya ideas adalah apabila lelaki mahasiswa mahu menjadi seorang guru, hati mereka sangat bagus. Kerana mahu mendidik anak bangsa menjadi seorang yang ada wawasan ya, mahu membangunkan negara. Jadi mungkin Indonesia ini satu negara yang bagus ya, mahu mendidik manusia pada masa akan datang untuk mencintai negara Indonesia. Sebab saya dengar dia punya tadi lagu dia, macam dia encourage kita supaya cinta negara ya. Okey, kita berbalik di sini ya. Okey, because you will be a teacher or teaching assistant at a school system, you will juggling so many things. For example, you also having lecture in this campus, if I'm not mistaken. Do they have any lecturers in campus as concurrently? So you also, because now IR 5.0, all the students having smartphone like all of you ya. During teaching ya, semua orang tengok TikTok ke? You all having TikTok accounts? No. Jangan tipu saya ya, Mas. Okay. Dan all of the students nowadays, dia ada dia punya telefon. Malah lebih bagus dari kita. Saya pakai yang buruk-buruk ni. My UPSI student using Apple 13. Oh, 13 tu sudah agak lama ya. I pun tak tahu berapa dia punya tu. Tetapi sangat laju, sangat cepat. Dan nowadays, bila ada homework ataupun assignment that we already given to them, dia tanya waktu 3 pagi, 4 pagi, 5 pagi, non-stop. If I have 100 students, student WhatsApp me without thinking that I'm having a kids, ya, I'm having a husband, dia tak fikir macam tu dah. Dia akan tanya. Tetapi kami semua sudah tua, boleh handle and boleh manage our emotion, ya. But you guys are still young, and we don't want you to go to the school system and you have a lot of things to do. At the same time, you get the challenge from the student. Student ask you many things using digital, and also you also get notification from might be from the school, might be from the lecturers over here, ask you to do this and to do that. That makes you feel like I'm not ready to enter to school system. Okay, this presentation explore counseling strategies that helps TA develop digital resilience, so that you can have some information from me, how you can manage, how you can deal the stress, how you can deal the anxiety or anxious during your time at school future. Okay, let's go to another slide. Mana ya? Mana orang yang tekan-tekan slide-nya? Okay, we have to know about understanding digital resilience in education. Okay, what is digital resilient? Resilient mean daya tahan, ya, jati diri kena kuat, ya. So digital resilient is you have ability to adapt. I think all of you can adapt the digital and recover and grow from digital challenges, so that for teaching assistant, you have the capacity to have resilient. Whenever challenges come to you, you know how to adapt. Okay, and education, kerana sekarang ini semuanya guna digital. So all the education system, I think at school as well, because I went to school yesterday at SMNP, mereka also ada computer in each classroom, and also Wi-Fi, ya, di dalam sekolah. So meaning that I guess all the teachers using AI to teach students, and you must have the capacity and the capability to use the AI to attract the student to learn from you. Because nowadays, you sekarang you faham tak? You semua tengok TikTok tak? Sebab saya tengok TikTok kerana pada hari raya ada satu Aisar pada masa tu di Malaysia boom tu. Ada satu artis Indonesia, nama apa ya? Dia bercinta dengan Aisar ke apa? Semua tahu ke? Aisar Khalid tu. Fuji. Jadi untuk tahu ke semua tu? Fuji tu cantik apa ya? Cantik. Apa Indonesia? Fuji elok kan? Jadi Aisar tu kayaknya orang kaya kan? Jadi itu netizen doa-doa kan? Tapi kenapa ramai mahasiswa using TikTok? Sebab TikTok adalah video yang very short, dan compared to Facebook agak old school. Jadi sekarang ini the type apa kita panggil ya, focusing span untuk pelajar tu sangat pendek. If you teach, if you give the lectures like 30 minutes, they don't want to focus. And now you can see that all of the students look at the screen, and might be they want to buy from TikTok. Oh, in Indonesia you cannot buy anything from the yellow bag kan? Sebab dia dah ban ya. But your focus time span is very critical, because you are what we call that common with the very short video compared to Facebook, ya. So kan, what we have to do now, we have to adapt technology changes, and then recovering from digital setbacks and growing through digital experience. Okay, I want actually to ask you regarding the slide number 3. Can you Okey, boleh saya tahu ya, semua mahasiswa, mungkin boleh cari di ChatGPT juga ya jawapannya. Apa you all punya cabaran ya, challenges nowadays dalam digital era ini, as a mahasiswa or as a students in university? Apa you punya cabaran, challenges? Siapa dapat jawab nombor 1 dia pandai. Dia apa? Pandai apa? Bagus ya. Do you have any challenges using AI nowadays? Ada semua tak mau jawab ya. Siapa tahu, raise your hand. Sudah ada jawapannya di sini. Okay, do you have any issues regarding digital in this era? I mean, in this semester, because if I'm not mistaken, you also submit your assignment using digital, right? Is it right? Like paperless right now, you don't have to print out the assignment and then you have to binding and then send to the lecturer. Previously, yes, but nowadays, if I'm not mistaken, all the university having very, what we call that, very solid system that all the students can submit all the assignments through via the internet. Is it right? So do you have any problem using the system? Ada isu tak? Tak ada. Semua bagus ya. Tetapi kan apabila awak pergi jadi teaching assistant nanti, you having the issue. For example, the first issue, digital overload. Digital overload means that you got email, a lot of emails every day, but I think diorang boleh akses ke email di sekolah? Di sekolah sudah ada email ya, tapi if I'm not mistaken, di Indonesia agak familiar dengan WhatsApp atau apa apps dia? WhatsApp. Okay, tetapi bila you masuk saja dekat sekolah, the main issue, you got a lot of instruction, ordered dan juga arahan melalui WhatsApp from kepala sekolah, from other teachers, also from your friend as well, and also from, might be from any powers at many parties during your time at school ya. Jadi apabila you got a lot of instruction ya and message, you having the mental fatigue because there's a lot of thing you have to do, and then you get the information very fast. Like previously, if you want to know, you having any task to do or not, you just go to someone tell you, oh kita ada kerja kena buat ya. Tapi nowadays no. 1 pagi, 2 pagi, 3 pagi, 4 pagi, student akan hantar email bagi arahan kerja. Jadi you akan jadi penat ya, fatigue, you penat. Kerana too much things you have to do, but sometimes you don't have any strategies how to handle, how to manage that feelings. Okay, seterusnya social isolation. Feelings of disconnection when primarily teaching and interacting in virtual environments. I don't know whether in school in Indonesia, students are allowed to do like online teaching. Is it happen? Okay, so nowadays banyak orang itu bunuh diri, terutamanya artis Korea kan, yang cantik-cantik tu. Kerana apa? Sebab sekarang ini you all kena kita kata, kena tunjuk dekat dalam media sosial, di dalam Instagram kan, pergi tempat cantik, pergi makan-makan, ambil gambar, nak tunjuk you all hebat ya. Jadi menyebabkan it cause many of the student, they prefer to be alone and disconnected from other people because they sometimes feel like they don't have that kind of the what we call that, exclusivity that other people have. Jadi kadang-kadang gambar-gambar di Instagram tu tipu-tipu saja ya. Letak gambar cantik-cantik tapi sebenarnya semua itu ada, kita panggil green screen ya. Jadi menyebabkan ramai pelajar-pelajar ada social isolation. And then online conflicts. Kalau you tengok banyak di Malaysia panggil netizen ya. Di sini panggil netizen juga kah? Sama. Okay, so because there is no gap between kepala sekolah and also teachers, because they have WhatsApp. Student sometimes bully you without you directly faham Saya juga walaupun sudah jadi dosen Pak, saya sudah jadi head of department, saya sudah jadi deputy director. Kadang-kadang student also, doktor, kenapa doktor lambat respon saya punya email. Itu satu jenis bully yang saya juga kadang-kadang masa saya kecil-kecil dulu saya tak pernah buat macam ni dengan saya punya dosen. Saya diajarin adab Tetapi di sini sebab not face to face interaction, student can write anything to you. Kadang-kadang you feel like very hurt tau. Kerana you prepare your own content to teach student, but student they sometimes during online dia tak buka pun video dia tak buka pun. Dia pada masa tu sedang crawl tidur Jadi kadang-kadang bila dalam online, bila someone write something that very hurt you, and some other student also support the statement. So you very sometimes feel like pain and unhappy and cause discomfort kerana disebabkan oleh online conflicts berlaku. Seterusnya ada boundary issue and also technology anxiety. Saya rasa untuk gen you all ni kan, untuk anxiety tu mungkin kurang sebab you all ada capability and apa yang kita kata ada competency untuk using technology. So we go to the next slide. Ada masa sikit lagi kan? Jadi apakah ini role Apakah peranan, apakah role counselling in building digital resilient Okay, actually this university also have BK if I'm not mistaken, because yesterday I met Dr. Gita. Dia ada sini apa tu? Tak lalat di sini kan? Sebab yesterday he told me he from BK dosen, so might be you can have some information about counselling to integrate with the AI Okay, as a teacher for the next semester, okay, sometimes you having like emotional fatigue, rasa macam diri ni macam rasa tidak dapat support daripada student, and student used to ganggu harass kita sometimes kan. Jadi kita perlu ada supporting emotional well-being, which with that counselling can help you to address anxiety, stress, anything related to digital environments. Okay, the second one, counselling can help you to recognize what kita kata apa itu symptom For example, jika you all bila jadi teaching assistant nanti akan rasa macam mau isolate daripada orang lain ataupun rasa macam tak boleh tidur, itu the symptom yang you all stress Jadi perlu bila sudah tahu apa symptom yang menyebabkan you all rasa tak happy. For example kan, our student in UPSI as well kan, kadang-kadang tidak hadir ke kuliah beberapa hari. Bila saya tanya kenapa, sebab ada konflik dengan rakan-rakan satu kuliah. So jadinya bila ada symptom yang you are not happy to be in one group, you need to see a counselor. So and the last one, okay, so counselling also help you to encourage digital positive habits So we can go to another slide. Okay, bagaimana counselling boleh bantu Pertama, dari segi intervention or strategy that can be useful to help you to manage your issues regarding the digital environment. At first one, psychoeducation. Okay, you have to know dalam kita punya phone ini terdapat banyak digital yang help you to manage and reduce your stress whenever you feel unhappy or whenever you feel discomfort regarding the online issues. And then you can use the apps. Di Indonesia ni saya rasa ada apps tertentu ya. Apa apps di Indonesia ni berkaitan dengan mental health? Ada tak di UPSI, Undi Isha, satu apps untuk bantu student reduce stress? Okey, kalau tak ada bagus ya. Kerana you all pelajar-pelajar daripada information system, you all boleh develop the system. Develop the apps. Saya rasa sudah ada ke Dr. Desi? Ada kan? Apa tu? Music meditation to reduce the stress from bagusnya. Jadi all of the student must know there is like one apps that can help you to alleviate your emotional discomfort by using the apps that provided from this university ya. Seterusnya kebanyakan student dia rasa macam tidak enak kan, tidak seronok kan bila ada isu-isu ketika belajar kan, especially menjadi seorang bakal teacher ya. Jadi apabila dia jumpa kaunselor akan validate perasaan itu ya. Contohnya normal bagi seseorang guru akan dapat cabaran-cabaran inilah. For example, all of us juga ya, menjadi seorang dosen juga mengalami isu-isu ini. Seterusnya, okay, cognitive behavior approach ini bererti whenever you feel like you are not happy, so we can help you to challenge the distortion or thinking that might harm you. For example, when you said that I heard about this one, I heard about people I don't want to be close to other people. So you can say, okay, it's okay to have the challenges, but this is something that challenged me to use my creativity to manage my stress. So student will be teach how to use your cognitive to change from ineffective thinking to effective thinking. Okay, the third one, solution focus techniques. Solution focus technique ni, every single thing when you open your eyes ya, bila kita bangun tidur sahaja kita ada satu goal ya, practical goal. For example, kita kata okay, for 24/7 we don't want to in front of the screen. For example, for one day, because kita ada 24 jam kan, so kita hanya allocate only might be 4 hours per day to check email and to check the apps, emails ataupun message daripada students. Not always. For example, early morning mungkin 1 jam ya. Kemudian during lunch hour 1 jam. Maybe after working hours mungkin kita tengok 2 jam. And after that kita off from the screen because we don't want to struggle ya. Kalau you tanya pada artis-artis kan, artis-artis yang cantik-cantik kan, macam BTL tu, saya suka BTL. Jadi bila kita tanya, kalau you tengok dia punya Instagram atau TikTok kan, dia tak pernah baca netizen tulis. Apa yang komen-komen netizen kan, yang negatif dia tak pernah baca. Sebab apa? Dia tak nak ganggu dia punya kognitif. So kita pun macam tu jugalah. So in order to combat ya, or in order to intervene ourselves from dengar orang tulis yang tidak bagus tentang kita ya, jangan baca. So kita off daripada screen. Okay, caranya adalah guna solution focus, kita set a goal. For example, in a day only 4 hours in front of the screen. And after that, Japanese they have their own model how to navigate your stress from the screen, like 20-20-20. 20 minutes do your work in front of the screen and 20-minute rest and 20 minutes again you can use back. So after that relax. Okay. So we go to another slide. Sudah habis ya? 5 minutes. Okay, practical counseling strategies, we call it digital detox plans. Okay, we set the boundaries. So, like we have scheduled offline period, screen free zone and notification management. So might be because di dalam telefon kita tu kita boleh buat notify kan? So kita set notify, contohnya masa kita tengah seronok main game, tulis di situ, notify every 2 hours, jangan main game pergi tidur. Kena ada satu reminder untuk remind ourselves not to engage and busy with the online. And then mindfulness and self-care. Okay, some students feel not safe, feel not healthy using the online, So caranya adalah banyak saya tengok mana-mana pelajar yang nak duduk depan, mereka ada anxiety issues, So dia perlu ada self-calm, ada kena belajar juga dengan kaunselor lah macam mana untuk bernafas dengan baik dan juga kaedah-kaedah untuk intervene daripada rasa unhappy atau rasa takut berada depan skrin juga. And also peer support system, saya rasa di universiti ini kita ada banyak support system. So student can find, and when you ask the counselor can select the student having the similar issue and they create in one group and then they talk about that to support each other. Okay, so next slide. This is like a teacher pedagogy. We used to have the scenario to tell the student, this is the scenario that happens and after that this is the solution. For example, Sarah, a teaching assistant, feels overwhelmed by constant email messages and online meetings. This has happened usually for the novice teacher. Okay, she finds herself checking her device late into the night and experiencing anxiety about missing important communication. For example, at school, kepala sekolah and dosen marah kenapa tak check email? Kenapa tak check email? And then you are late to receive any info, any update from anything that happens in that school. A counseling approach for Sarah would begin by validating her feelings and normalizing it's okay. You feel attacked, you feel unhappy, it's okay. Itu adalah sebagai manusia biasa kan, kita rasa kalau kita ketinggalan dan kita takut orang akan marah pada kita, itu normal. Kita perlu normalize and validate her feelings, and together with the counselor, she would co-create a digital self-care plan. And that includes specific boundary setting techniques such as designated email checking times and notification-free periods. Yang ini saya sudah cakap tadi. Set a plan and also buat satu strategi how we can manage ourselves to check online email or any task that we receive from the online. And then the counselor will help Sarah identify her digital triggers, which is apa dia punya simptom-simptomnya ataupun yang menyebabkan dia rasa tidak enak and develop mindful practice for technology use. They might explore cognitive distortion around always being available and work on realistic expectation. Sarah will also benefit from connecting with a peer support group of fellow TAs facing similar challenges. This one I already mentioned to you last slide, Okay, I thought everyone understand how to implement the counseling approach into your daily life, Okay. Okay, this is the suggestion and recommendation to institution or anyone. Okay, digital tools for support, dia ada beberapa apps yang boleh bantu. Ini adalah apps yang agak-agak universal yang banyak digunakan kan. Tapi saya rasa tadi Dr. Desi ada mention regarding apps for mental health in Undiksha. Maybe you can use that apps also to help you to alleviate your stress. Okay, online peer support platform and virtual counseling services. Okay, institutional recommendation, embed digital resilience. I think Undiksha already done about this. provide access to counseling services, promote a culture of digital well-being. This also one of the effort that Dr. Desi do in order to give some information to all the future teacher to have some ideas how you can help yourself by using previously Dr. Nurul Ain talked about psychology and I talk about counseling to help you to have resilient ideas how you manage yourself in the next semester. Okay, I guess I'm done. I hope everyone can get some information and I hope you guys enjoy and thank you for be here and with me until at the end my session. Okay.
Thank you very much for the insightful presentation, Dr. Hamza. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in this session has emphasized that building digital relations is not just about mastering technology, but also about supporting emotional well-being, adaptability, and proactive learning, especially for teaching assistants who are navigating the complex demands of the IR 4.0 environment. Now we will open the question. So for the participant, the student, and the lecturer, if you have a question, please raise your hand. And then the student for the via Zoom, you can drop your question in the chat box. Any question? Okay. In the Zoom, we have 2 students that raise hands. They were IU 067. Okay, can the open, yeah.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Idewa Sri Chandra. I'm a student from Ganesha University of Education, Campus Denpasar. So I would like to ask a question, as you mentioned earlier, about the importance of digital resilience for the teacher AR 5.0. In this fast-paced era of the Industrial Revolution 5.0, how can teachers remain aware of the need to build digital resilience? And what step can they take to stay relevant and adapt to technological change, so they can continue to effectively support students in a rapidly evolving digital education environment? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. Dr. Hamza, I think you direct can.
Because I didn't get the point that she is trying to. Diwayu? Okay, the question is
how can treatment and remind as a teacher and what step for the resilience counseling?
Say again, what? How?
Remind and then what the step to resilience this counseling?
Langkah, step untuk apa tu? Saya tak berapa dengar tadi.
Mengembangkan resiliensinya.
Okay. Let me check my understanding. The question is regarding what is the step that teacher can do to develop the resilient as a counselor. I think not a counselor, right? As a future teacher. Okay. Sebenarnya untuk resilient ni, iaitu kata dalam bahasa Melayunya ataupun bahasa Indonesianya jati diri ya Pak? Jati diri ya Bu? Okey, memerlukan satu proses yang agak panjang. Okey, sebenarnya di dalam, saya rasa Dr. Nur Ain pun sudah memahami perkara ini ya. Di dalam total behavior kita ini ada 4 unsur ya, thinking, acting, feeling and physiology. When we think negative, we act also negative, and the feel that we have, we embrace a negative thought, yeah, for example, and then also our physical reaction also showing that we are not happy. For example, I think, for example, I'm having this issue, yeah, some student talk bad things about me, like Dr. Hafsa gemuk lah, Dr. Hafsa tak pandai ajar lah. So I think negatively, oh, apa ni ya, kamu tu baru nak hidup ya, sudah cakap macam tu dekat saya. So I think negative, so I act negative. For example, what I discriminate when I enter the lecturing room, I try to avoid the student. That why I act negatively. So talking about feeling, I feel unhappy. Whenever I meet the student, I feel unhappy. So what is my physiological reaction? Whenever I meet the student, saya punya dada berdebar-debar ya. Kemudian saya akan pergi, kepala saya menggeleng kepala ya. Jadi itu menyebabkan my total behavior adalah negatif. So puncanya adalah daripada saya punya needs ya. Needs saya rasa ingin dihormati, ingin dihargai, tetapi saya tidak dapat semua itu. So, bagaimana untuk change, untuk switch from negative behavior or negative thought kepada positive thought, I take it as a challenge. For example, oh, kalau you tulis tak baik tentang saya, bukan bererti saya tak perlu ambil maklumat tersebut sebagai satu negatif. Tapi saya ambil, okey, ini mungkin saya punya kekurangan ataupun saya perlu fikir secara kreatif ataupun saya mungkin tak pandai ambil hati pelajar, bagaimana untuk pelajar rasa dapat satu rasa macam selesa bekerja dengan saya. So, saya think, saya sudah tukar saya punya pemikiran. So the way apa yang saya buat adalah saya invite that student come to me, so I can ask the student. So because I tengok banyak sangat you tulis negatif tentang saya, anything that can I know that I can help you to not feeling that kind of emotion after this. Jadi bila student luahkan express dia punya feeling pada saya, at least saya dapat some ideas. So what happened to me? So I'm not discriminating the student. I feel okay because I know from the student perspective and I feel calm. So my total behavior totally change. Then tidak lagi ada rasa negatif tetapi kepada positif. So untuk membentuk resilient, it come from the 4 unsur tadi. Kita punya pemikiran ya, kita punya perasaan, terkait juga kita punya tindakan dan juga fisiologi yang akan membentuk kepada positif, dan dengan itu anytime challenges yang datang pada kita, kita rasa okay because our perspective look at as a challenges, not as a critique or comments or negative from other people. I hope this answer can help the students. Widayu ya, bagus soalan kamu ya. Riwayu. Okay, saya jawabkan Riwayu.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Dewa Ayu, for the question. Next one's questions again. Yulia. Okay. Times is yours.
Okay, thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nikar Ayu Adawi. My question is, in this era of technology development, with the development of hybrid learning or online learning, rather as teacher assistant, when I face student who do not pay attention to us and cannot respond directly to things, how can I control ourselves to continue carrying out activities in the midst of this situation? Izin menjelaskan dengan bahasa Indonesia Ibu biar saya lebih lancar. Untuk pertanyaannya, kan di era teknologi sekarang dengan pembelajaran hybrid ataupun pembelajaran online. Nah, kita sebagai asisten guru menghadapi peserta didik yang tidak memperhatikan ketika memberikan penjelasan ataupun memberikan pengarahan dan kita kan tidak bisa menanggapinya secara langsung. Kemudian bagaimana cara kita agar bisa mengontrol emosional kita saat menghadapi hal tersebut ketika itu tidak bisa dihadapi secara langsung dan itu secara online. Terima kasih Bu. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ayu Yulia, Dr. Hamsan.
Okay, based on my presentation just now, I already addressed that it's okay to have that kind of feeling. It's normal. So everyone can have the challenges. Dan ini challenges akan bantu kita lebih matang ya, lebih rasa seronok ya untuk jadi guru yang lagi bagus ya di masa akan datang. And then first presenter Dr. Mozani ada beritahu ya bahawa guru perlu ada rohnya ya. Bukan saja ada jasad tetapi ada roh. Jadi untuk menjadi seorang guru yang ada roh dia, roh seorang guru mestilah ada beberapa kualiti untuk menjadi seorang guru. Contohnya kualitas-kualitas yang perlu ada, sayang, caring, bimbing ya, guide ya, dan juga mendidik. Okey, bila ada kualitas-kualitas ini, kita akan bertemu ya dengan banyak student dan juga beberapa rakan kita juga ya yang kurang kadang-kala tidak memberi fokus kepada kita. Jadi apabila kualitas-kualitas itu perlu ada, kita perlu embrace the kualitas itu dengan manage our emotion that it's okay to have that kind of feeling, rasa anxiety, rasa tidak selesa, tetapi perlu ada juga bagaimana creativity dan skills untuk menangani isu tersebut. For example, in counselling station, bila student ataupun this one, yeah, the very good example that happened during the session that asked to me. Okay, dalam counselling session, for example, if the students come to me and they don't want to talk anything, they just, sit down and look at the down and don't want to talk anything. So kita rasa marah ya, kamu ada masalah, kamu mau jumpa saya tapi kamu tak mau cakap. Tetapi kita sudah ada kualitas yang sedia ada ya, yang foundation yang kita ada, kita memang mau tolong orang. Seorang guru perlu sabar, seorang guru perlu cari idea, kreativiti, kaedah pedagogi macam mana untuk bantu, dan seorang guru seperti Dr. Mozani beritahu mesti faham apa needs student sebab rohnya sudah ada. Jadi kebiasaannya seorang guru akan pergi approach the student, tanya ya, apa yang intervene ya, atau apa yang halang kamu, what stopping you not to talk, tidak mahu bercakap, mengganggu, menulis yang tidak bagus itu. Apa yang menyebabkan perkara itu berlaku? We need to explore the students to find the student perspective, and after that we can work from that. Jika kita, sebab student mau attention, dia mau cakap yang tidak baik kerana dia mau attention. Jadi kayaknya seorang guru perlu bertemu murid tersebut, perlu tahu apa dia punya needs ya, apa yang stopping them from not productive. Okey. Nanti pelajar akan kata, penatlah, itu kita ada satu fatigue lah kerana kita kena approach seorang demi seorang. Now we have to be realistic. You choose to be a teacher. Tak ada siapa paksa you ya. Tapi teacher kayaknya seorang kualitas mesti ada gitu. Kalau you tak mau jadi teacher, boleh jadi salesman. Mau enggak? Jadi salesman, ajak orang beli barang. Tapi you mau jadi teacher. Sebab apa mau jadi teacher? Sebab quality teacher itu, macam saya maklumkan tadi ya, quality yang ada pada seorang teacher itu sangat mulia, sangat adabnya sangat tinggi. Jadi it's okay to have that kind of feeling tetapi perlu ada juga resilient yang menjadi benteng kepada kita untuk mencapai apa yang kita mahu dalam career yang kita sudah set ya, goal yang kita sudah set di awal-awal habis pembelajaran kita. Mungkin itu saja ya.
Thank you, Dr. Hamza, for your answer. Yulia, I think enough, right? Okay. Because time is over for the participants, so we are continue for the closing. On behalf of the organizing committee, thank you to all our speakers from UPSI Malaysia. And then may the insights shared today inspiring continuous growth, reflection, and innovation in your educational journey. I have 100 pantun again, but I asked to ChatGPT to create me 100 pantun, but now I will just once pantun ya. For the students, please say cakap. Okay. Ubur-ubur ikan lele. See you next time, Lay. Okay. Have a wonderful day ahead and see you at the next time. Thank you. MC, time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to the next agenda. We kindly invite the guest speakers from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris to come forward to receive their certificates of appreciation from Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha. We would like to invite the head of the Informatics Engineering Department to present the certificate for the first speaker, the Secretary of the Informatics Engineering Department to present the certificate for the second speakers, and the head of the Informatics Education Study Program to present the certificate for third speakers. To all speaker and presenter, please come forward, and to committee, please assist. That the certificate has been presented. We kindly invite invite all the speakers, lecturers, and moderator to stay in front for a group photo session. To the committee, please assist. I will lead the photo session in 1, 2, 3. Once again, 1, 2, 3. For the final shoot, let's do the salam harmony pose together. 1, 2, 3. We have now come to the end of today's guest lecture session. To officially close the event, we would like to invite the head of the Informatics Engineering Department to deliver the closing remarks. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you. I think I will talking short. Once again, I would like to say thank you for the delegation from UPSI, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. We very honored to have you here in this guest lecture, and hopefully our delegation from UNDIXA, especially in Department of Informatics, will in the future can go to UPSI, and also do some academic and maybe collaboration. In my final words, I hope in the future you can come again to Bali, maybe with your family, and I suggest you can rent a car and drive yourself and be part of local experience in Bali. Okay, once again, thank you, and also I would like to say thank you to the committee under coordination of Ibu Desi. Okay, thank you everybody. Selamat siang.
We would like to thank all guest speakers, moderators, and participants for their valuable times and active engagement. Please accept our sincere apologies for any shortcoming during this event. Thank you. Om Santi 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 Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace and greetings to us all. Shalom. Namo Buddhaya. Salam kebajikan and salam harmoni.
Allow me maybe just 2 minutes, the head of department. So my beloved students, all of the students from the 2nd semester, 4th semester, 6th semester, and I think several of 8th semester, I would like to thank you for very much for all of you. This is a wonderful day, and also my excellency delegates from the UPSI, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. Thank you so much. This is a wonderful, this is a continuing collaboration with UPSI. You are UPSI as a mutual collaboration partner of our department, especially of my study program. So thank you so much. And also the Honorable Moderator, Dr. Saindra, and also Dr. Sugihartini, thank you so much. And this is not the final of you for all of my students. I think you can identify what kind of the interesting topic that able to do in terms of the psychology, in terms of the counseling, and also in terms of the STEM education, okay? So I would like to challenge you to identify the nice topic or the new one topic that able to do for you. Started from the 2nd semester. I always say, second semester, this is the earlier phase to you to identify the topic for you, okay? Okay, so thank you so much again. For all of you, give a big applause for all of us here. Thank you so much. Kita akan make a photo session for all of you. So please, the committee team to make a photo session with all the audience, right? Okay, thank you. All the committee, thank you so much. Okay, let me to guide you. This is a formal position. Sorry? Oh, closer. Oh, okay. So the right side and the left side, so we'll have to closer. Make a closer position, please. Closer again. Okay. Yeah. Okay, how is it? Is it okay? All the audience can catch you? Okay. So, I would like to count 1, 2, 3. Okay, with salam harmony. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now with your best style. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much for all the committee. Thank you. For the speaker, I need you to maybe a short communication, short question and activity for today. Just 5 minutes.